Rocked by scandal. Royal insider Meghan Markle's horrified there will be a tense meeting about her future with Harry. As fresh furor around Prince Andrew makes headlines again, a royal expert, Jonathan Sadardati, says that Meghan Markle and Prince Harry face conflict as it threatens their brand. She looked relaxed and happy earlier this month as she spoke to fans in a video released on her 40th birthday, launching a new charity campaign to empower women. But insiders say that Meghan Markle faces a turbulent time after a new royal drama last week. It emerged that her husband, Prince Harry's uncle, Prince Andrew, is being sued over allegations that he sexually assaulted a young woman in the early 2000s and knew she was a victim of sex trafficking. Lawyers have claimed that the case brought by Virginia Roberts Jeffrey has the potential to go to court, where Andrew could be quizzed over his sex life. He's always strongly denied the allegations since they surfaced in 2019, and Buckingham Palace labeled them, quote, false and without foundation. The claims are the latest in an ongoing investigation into sex trafficking charges made against Andrew's disgraced former friend, financier, and convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, who before his suicide in a jail cell was accused of running a vast network of underage girls. Andrew was seen arriving at Balmoral to meet his mother, the Queen, last week, and accompanied by ex-wife Sarah Fergie Ferguson. And days later, his daughter Eugenie also joined them. Now, royal commentator and broadcaster Jonathan Sadardati, who has accompanied many royals on tour, including Prince William in the Middle East in 2018, says that the scandal has left Harry and Meghan, who started a new life in LA since stepping down from royal duties, in a very awkward situation. He says that the Prince Andrew scandal will be one of the biggest challenges the royals have ever faced, and it also has the potential to be damaging to Harry and Meghan. They've been working extremely hard on their new brand using their royal connections as a springboard. They're inextricably linked to the palace. So this scandal is a big blow for them and could ruin their reputation that they've built up, especially around their work in empowering women. It's a matter that's totally out of their control. Meghan will be having complex, tense, and difficult crisis talks with Harry and behind the scenes about their future and how to address this without their reputation being affected. How they deal with it will be telling. Meghan was reportedly left horrified when the scandal around Prince Andrew broke in 2019, and even more so over his infamous Newsnight interview, where he drew criticism from viewers for his lack of empathy and claims that a medical condition meant he couldn't sweat, so he couldn't have had a sweaty encounter with Virginia, as she has claimed. And Jonathan says that Meghan will feel torn over whether to voice her views given the royal connection. He says, I'm sure she's just as horrified now. She always has been outspoken when it comes to feminist issues, and her birthday charity initiative does focus on women, so it's definitely a conflict in Meghan's agenda to be even loosely connected to Prince Andrew's scandal. I'm sure she'd like to use this opportunity to stand up for women, to make a statement, to show her support for victims of sexual abuse, and encourage women to speak out. But on the other hand, that would draw attention to their leak with the royal family. Of course, it must be said that Prince Andrew hasn't been proven guilty of anything. Earlier this month, she revealed that Eugenie to be a mentor as part of her charity initiative, and Eugenie congratulated her on her big day, posting, "Happy birthday, dear Meghan." Jonathan adds, their closeness with Eugenie provides a solid bridge back to the royal family, an ally almost. They simply can't afford to sever ties with her. But in light of the allegations made against Eugenie's father, she might not have been the best person for them to associate with. Meghan and Harry will have to tread carefully. They wouldn't have half as much global interest if they weren't part of the firm. But this scandal proves how tricky it is to be a royal while trying to do things your own way. But according to nail expert Ms. Simone, there's absolutely no comparison between these situations. For starters, Andrew is associated with a pedophile and traffickers. He knew full well that people was kicking it with, and he still persisted in having a friendship with them. He's currently in a hella bad situation regarding his own actions. He's brought shame on his family, his children, and himself. I've said it before, but I believe Andrew is guilty of, at the very least, being a creepy person. But I also think he's done something, and that's why he's doing all this to avoid answering questions. Now, I will never agree with the actions of Harry and Meghan. I truly believe they are liars, manipulators, and all-around crap humans. But them sharing their feelings, regardless of how I feel about them, isn't even nearly on the same scale as Andrew. Both Meghan, Harry, and Andrew are bringing stress and heartbreak onto the Queen, but their immediate family. But one's only actions can possibly bring down the royals as we know them. Harry and Meghan have caused pain, but what Andrew has done has the potential to turn people against the monarchy. No one agrees with fully grown adults degrading and abusing teenagers. People will demand accountability, and rightly so. Andrew will probably pay off the accuser, but everyone will know he's a dirty man. His status in the royal family is long gone, but he still has the power to cause real problems for the rest. While the grandson's actions are heartbreaking, knowing that your son has possibly been involved in grooming, trafficking, and sleeping with teenagers is on a whole other kind of soul-crushing, life-altering pain. However, in another view, both for obvious reasons, but to me the more significant one, because it's much more serious, is Andrew's situation. Far more, really. The split from the royal family of the Sussexes is pretty controversial, of course, but their constant sniping and insinuating, etc. isn't helping. It only makes things worse. Prince Andrew, on the other hand, has really terrible things to deal with right now. Accusations he has to put right somehow. I think he should consider himself fortunate that it's only a civil case right now and not a criminal case in federal court. This can still happen, of course, and only he knows, the young lady in question, whether he is innocent or guilty. If guilty, he mustn't hide behind his mother's skirts. He must take his punishment, or else convince the court there were some mitigating circumstances which could excuse him, to some extent anyway. So there's really no comparison between Andrew's case, which is so controversial, and Harry and Meghan's, which is also controversial. Yet, on a more personal level, by comparison, I'd call it parochial, actually. The two individuals and their actions are quite different. It's so hard to compare. I think everyone would agree that Prince Andrew has questionable morals and is associated with bad people. But as of now, he hasn't been charged with a crime, and we don't know the full story of what happened, so it's best to reserve judgment. He has more or less removed himself from the public sphere, which is a good thing. He can remain in the shadows forever, and it really wouldn't matter too much. His role in the royal family is minor. He may do controversial things, but everyone more or less agrees that he's an embarrassment to his family. Meghan Markle and Harry left the UK, but haven't exactly quit the family. Prince Harry will always be the grandson of the Queen, the son and the brother of future kings, and he has no official duties as a royal, but he's still a part of the family. Meghan Markle will also be a part of the family as long as she's married to Prince Harry, and perhaps even after the divorce, since she's the mother of his children. She's not a controversial figure, and she will probably always will be, but not for the same reasons as Prince Andrew. She's been accused of lying and being a bully. Whether those claims are true or not, I can't say, so again, best to reserve judgment. She's even less important than Prince Andrew, so I'd venture to say that most people don't give her a lot of thought.